All right, so coming to a nice comfortable seat. Just take a moment, kind of move a little bit, do whatever you need to so that you feel like you can sit nice and tall, really pressing down into your sit bones. Sometimes starting out, it feels better to kind of lean back into the chair. If you kind of want to get into the core a little bit, you're always welcome to come forward in your chair as well. Wherever you're at, just to kind of have a peek down at feet, just make sure that knees are landing over your ankles. If you're watching this video on YouTube and you're a little on the shorter side, it can be really nice to slide a blanket or some blocks underneath your feet just so you have that nice alignment. All right, and then before we just sit quietly, let's get into the shoulders a little bit. So rolling back. And then you can start to roll forward and just kind of noticing all of the crunching and tension that might be happening. It just never fully goes away. I think it's just part of being human. All right, we roll back again. And then just allowing your shoulder blades to release down your back. And you're going to find a place that feels comfortable with your hands. So they could be on your thighs. If it feels nicer to just have your arms reaching by the side, you can do that as well. So starting to draw inward, and let's take a nice deep inhale through the nose. Pause, see if you can sip in a little more air, and then sigh the breath out, let it go, ha. Let's do that a couple more times, just at your pace. So you're inhaling, filling up, and then seeing if you can fill up a little more. Sighing the breath out, ha. And then after you've done that a couple more times, as you feel ready, just start to find that rhythm of your Ujjayi breath. So inhaling through your nose, exhaling through your nose, potentially constricting the sides of your throat, especially if you're doing the Ujjayi, so you're creating a little bit of a sound. And if that doesn't feel right for you today, you're just simply inhaling and exhaling through your nose, just letting it be really easy. As we start to bring attention to the breath, starting out especially, sometimes the inhale feels easier, sometimes the exhale feels easier. Just notice if that's true in your body right now. Try to find this idea of symmetry. Of equanimity. So nice and even. You can count the breath to help you establish that. Inhaling to 5 or 6 or 7. And then exhaling to that same number. You're going to notice as you're sitting here quietly that you get distracted by sounds happening in the room around you, or outside of the room. Also get distracted by the thoughts that come in and out. Those are probably louder than the stuff on the outside. So anytime you become aware of the fact that your attention has drifted, that you've done a little time traveling, just smile, let it go, come back to your breath. You might have to do that 1,000 times the next hour. So as much as we're engaging our bodies here, strengthening, stretching, we're also building this mindfulness muscle. Just another moment here like this, soaking up this quiet. So important that we take these little breaks. Good. And then you're welcome to keep your eyes closed like this. Let's just start to move into some Sufi rolls. So if you want to blink your eyes open, you can do that as well. You're going to press your hands into your thighs, maybe knees, wherever feels good. It kind of depends on how you're built. And then you're just going to start to rock around in that pelvic girdle, kind of channeling your inner belly dancer here. These circles can be small, they can be big. These are nice. You can get the shoulders involved, the neck involved. So you're just kind of exploring, seeing what feels good. And it's always kind of nice to do these. It's definitely different movement than we usually get in our yoga practice. And then nice and easy, we're going to start to switch directions. Let's start to make this circle a little smaller, and we're going to eventually come back to our nice mountain pose. So again, just landing with shoulders over those sit bones, over your hips, sitting really tall. So anchoring down into sit bones, anchoring into feet. And then just the idea of that, how does it help you to feel a little bit taller here? And let's find a little more just gentle, easy vinyasa, a little easy movement. We're going to rock forward on our sit bones, find this arch in the lumbar, kind of chest in cobra pose. And then as you exhale, go in the opposite direction and really let your chin fall towards your chest. It's hard to let the neck go. And then just continuing like this. So a little cat-cow. Warming up the spine. So just alternating between flexion and extension. Such simple movements, but it does feel really amazing. This is why most of us find ourselves doing this at some point during the day, especially if we've been stuck at the computer longer than we might like. You can continue moving like this if you'd like to get the arms involved. So the next time you're rocking forward, maybe stretch your right arm forward. Yeah, exhale, release down. And then inhale, stretch your left arm forward. Beautiful. Exhale, release. Again, really make this yours. It doesn't matter how high you reach the arm. Kind of see what feels best in your shoulder girdle. And of course, you can always be skipping any variations too. You're listening to that breath. You're moving with the breath. And maybe just noticing the calming quality that this has. So it almost helps to quiet and focus the mind. When we find these little vinyasas, it's like a little moving meditation. Whereas when we're sitting in a static pose, it's kind of easier to get distracted, to think. All right, so let's finish up. If you're doing arms on that left side, come back to your mountain pose, your Tadasana, and then let's just find a little flow side to side. So releasing your arms by your side. We're going to just do our lateral stretching. Inhale, left arm up and over. Just going to do a really flowy class today. Exhale, release. Inhale, right arm reaches up and over. Good, exhale down. And then just continuing like this. Again, finding a pace that feels nice in your body. Your eyes might be closed here. Only do that if you feel really stable. Something about having the eyes open that helps with balance. Maybe you begin to look up underneath that arm that is extending up, and that kind of gets into the neck a little bit. So you're really careful as you do that too. If it's feeling like too much intensity in the neck, you skip that. We're going to do a few more rounds to each side, and then we're going to just find a nice little hold. Beautiful, beautiful work. This looks great. All right, so the next time your left arm is reaching up and over, you're gonna stay here. You can let your right fingertips just release down. You can even press into your thigh. Maybe you wanna find a little wrap so you reach that right hand behind you. And then the pinky side of that top arm is spinning down towards the floor. It's like you're gonna spin the palm to face behind you. Release your shoulder blades down your back here. They like to creep up around the ears. Then maybe begin to bring your gaze up underneath that top arm. Almost a little reverse warrior feeling happening in our upper spine. Good deep inhale. Exhale, release left arm down. And then inhale, right arm comes up and over. Again, lots of options with this left hand. It can just dangle there. Maybe you want to press into the thigh. Maybe you want to find a little wrap. Feel all of this extension, this lengthening through that right side of your waist. And then it's like you're spinning that right palm to face behind you as shoulder blades stack on top of each other, maybe gazing up underneath that top arm. Good, deep inhale. Exhale. Release. And let's just get into the neck a little bit. So start to release your chin towards your chest. Hands on thighs or reaching by your sides. That's probably going to be a little more intensity. And we're going to be here just in this initial position for a few breaths. So for most of us, it's hard to let the back of the neck release. Those muscles work really hard to keep the skull and the brain supported and upright. As you're tucking the chin towards the chest, the shoulders might be creeping up around the ears. So again, just kind of soften down there and then keep breathing. So this is a tiny movement, but it can be quite intense. We carry a lot of tension in the shoulders and the neck. So it can take a little bit of time to untangle all of this. And let's just start to move nice and slow with the breath. So take a deep inhale here, chin tucking towards chest, and then keep the chin tucking as you exhale. Make that little quarter circle, right ear towards right shoulder. Inhale. Come back to center. And then exhale, chin stays tucked, that little quarter. Turn to the left. Inhale back to center. Good. Exhale, right. Be mindful to keep those shoulders releasing down. I can feel mine creeping up here. Inhale, center. And then exhale, left. Inhale, center. Good. Exhale, right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. All right, so inhale, center. This time take several rounds of breath to bring your right ear towards your right shoulder. And maybe you go ahead and release those left fingertips if they're not already. If you go there and it feels too intense on that left side of your neck, just place that hand back down on your thigh. Keep breathing. We often hold the breath when things get intense. Maybe visualize your breath, especially your exhale, kind of combing out any tangles in this left side. And then maybe you even start to take that left arm at a little bit of an angle, so just lifting up. That might take it into the back of the shoulder a little bit as well. Nice work. Listening to your breath, keeping that breath smooth and steady. Good. So if you've got the left hand lifted, go ahead and exhale, release down. Let's all just take our right hand to our right cheek. Use it to help center the head. And then tucking your chin. Couple of breaths here. Again, really try to let the back of the neck lengthen and release. Try to let go of any grip. Easier said than done. And then just moving really slow. There's absolutely no rush. Keeping that chin tucked. Passing through all the places. You start to bring left ear towards your left shoulder. And you might be reaching through those right fingertips a little bit, just kind of intensifying things. If this side's different, maybe you need to take your right hand on your right thigh. Again, make sure shoulder blades are releasing down your back, so especially that left shoulder as it's starting to creep up around your ear, release down. Breath smooth and steady. It's always crazy how these tiny little movements can pack such a punch. All right, finally, if you want to lift your right arm any amount. For me, I'm finding that I get more sensation in the shoulder area, even kind of the elbow area. So you notice what's going on for you. And of course, you skip this if it's too intense. Good. Exhale, release that arm. Let's just use our left hand toward left cheek to upright. And then inhale, scrunch the shoulders up towards the ears. Hold here, grip. You can even grip the muscles in your face. And let it go. Nice. Couple more. Let's do one more here. Scrunch up, feel all that tension so you can really enjoy the sense of release. And then let's just roll the shoulders back again. So we've been here before. Maybe it's feeling a little easier. Maybe it's not. You're just noticing. Good. Let's roll forward. Good. Roll back. Release your shoulders down, and let's start to find a little flow here. So we'll break down this first one. If you have blocks, this is a good time to have them set up. So this is just nice for our hands when we fold in. If you know that forward folds don't necessarily feel good in your body, you don't have to go as deep. So you can just keep your hands on your thighs. You could also use your hands on a chair in front of you. So always modify as you need to, always listen to your body. But first and foremost, we come into this nice mountain pose. You can just release your arms by your side, palms facing forward. So there's this gentle external rotation in the arms. You get this openness across your heart and chest. There's even a little bit of a cobra pose feel here. So this lifting of the sternum up towards the ceiling, this openness, this spaciousness. We're going to inhale, stretch arms. You can reach out and up or forward and up. We're going to hold here for a few breaths. Root into your sit bones, root into your feet, but maybe start to bring your gaze up. Few of us might even press palms together here. That is often dictated by shoulder flexibility, so it doesn't matter if you go there or not. Let's take one more deep inhale. And then as we exhale, a couple options as we fold in. You can swan dive in. That kind of uses the core a little bit. If you need a little more support and stability, just take your hands to your thighs and just help lower yourself down. So again, as we come into this forward fold, and if you don't want to go as deep, you can just have your hands resting on your thighs, but you're really trying to let the back of your neck lengthen and release. So that same feeling that we just had when we were doing those neck stretches, albeit we're kind of upside down right now, but find that sensation of back of the neck lengthening. And we're going to come into our Ardha Uttanasana. So this is where blocks can be really great. So you can press your palms down into the blocks. If you don't have that, thighs work just as well. Wherever you're at, see if you can squeeze the elbows in towards your chest a little bit. And you're just gazing soft and gentle out in front of you. So in this pose, we're lengthening through the sides of the waist. And again, this is a little bit like a cobra pose feeling. Welcome, Amy Hillman. Good, nice deep inhale. These look fantastic. As we exhale, we come back into our Uttanasana. So this deep forward fold, whatever deep looks like in your body. Letting the back of the neck lengthen down. Breath smooth and steady, listening to that sound of your breath. And then from here, we're going to come back up to that extended mountain pose. So you can reverse swan dive out of this, or you kind of just crawl your hands up your thighs, just use the pressure there to help you lengthen, and then reach arms out and up, or forward and up if that feels better in your shoulders. Beautiful. And then as we exhale, we release hands by our side and then palms together at our heart. And let's connect all of that. So we're going to kind of stretch the breath out, but we're going to move one movement per breath. So releasing your arms by your side. Take up lots of space as you stretch arms out and up. Utthita Hastasana, extended mountain pose. As you exhale, you start to fold into your Uttanasana. Let the back of the neck lengthen and release. Inhaling, finding your Ardha Uttanasana. Ardha means half, so our half forward fold. Exhale back into our Uttanasana, our full forward fold. And then making your way back into your extended mountain pose on your inhale. Let the breath carry you there. Maybe bring your gaze up, press palms. Exhale, you can take your arms out wide. You can bring palms together to heart center. However you want to do it, you can really mix and match in these. So let's do one more like this, just flowing together, stretching up on your inhale. These look so lovely. As you exhale, hinge forward, fold in. Inhale, chest extends forward, gaze comes forward. As you exhale, release, lengthen the back of your neck. And then inhaling, making your way back up to your mountain pose. Exhale, hands coming to heart center. And let's just continue with that, but let's add a little more movement. So from here, let's inhale, stretch our arms up. This time as we exhale, we're going to stretch our arms out to the side. Good. Take an inhale here. Exhale, nice and gentle. Just find a little twist to the right. You don't have to go very deep at all. Inhale, center. Good. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, center. Good. Take an exhale here. And then let's do our side stretch. So inhale, left arm up and over, leaning to the right. Exhale, release down. Inhale, right arm up and over. Exhale, return to center. Again, inhale, stretch arms out and up. This time we fold in as we exhale. So releasing all the way down, let the back of your neck lengthen. As you inhale, chest extends forward, gaze comes forward. Exhale, release back in. Good, inhale, press down, make your way up. As you exhale, hands return to heart center. Let's do one more just like that. So releasing your arms by your side. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, take your arms out perpendicular to your shoulders. Nice deep inhale here, find lots of length. And then exhale, twist any amount to the right. It need not be very deep. These look great. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, twisting to the left. Inhale to center. So hold here as you exhale. Good. And then we're going to inhale, side bend. Left arm up and over. Exhale, release left arm down. And then inhale, right arm comes up and over. Exhale, release down. See how tall you can get here as you inhale, stretch your arms out and up. As we exhale, we hinge forward, fold in, let the back of the neck release down. Inhale, chest extends forward, gaze comes forward. Exhale, fold. Rooting down so you can rise up. Feel really spacious here. Beautiful, beautiful work. As you exhale, you bring your hands together at your heart. Just close your eyes. Check in. Notice how you're feeling. Maybe the heart's beating a little faster after that flow. Maybe you're feeling a little heat inside your body. I always say sun salutes are like the best medicine. It's pretty impossible not to feel happy. Maybe that's just me. There's something magic about moving that way, though. Just taking a moment here to let everything slow down, to check in. Good. So let's blink our eyes open. Just release your arms by your side. So let's come into some hip opening warrior poses here. And then we'll turn that into a little flow as well. So we're going to start out by first, I'm going to give you a couple of options. Before we come into the warrior two, let's go ahead and just cross this right ankle above the left knee. So if that's not working for you today, your other option would be just to open up that leg any amount. So we're just looking for external rotation in the upper leg. We all feel a little different. So if you tend to be a little more open in your hips, you might take your right hand and gently press down or back. If you're here, that's going to intensify the stretch. We're just going to take several breaths like this. And you're just paying attention to how things are feeling. I know I say it often, but this is really one of the greatest gifts of our yoga practice. It teaches us how to pay attention. And we do that by keying in on the physical layer first, but we start to take it deeper too. We start to notice how we're mentally doing, how our breath is doing, and we can start to make little adjustments. Kind of start to shift things. And because we can, let's find a little twist here. So if you're Either position, actually. We're going to inhale, stretch our arms out wide. Notice that the shoulders crept up around the ears, soften down. And then again, we're all a little different. So if twists are a little more challenging in your body, you just don't exhale to the right as far. Maybe your left hand comes to the inside of your right thigh. You can reach behind you and grab something. Some of us might bring the right hand or left hand to the outside. Wherever you're at, doesn't matter how deep you are, you're just pressing the shoulder heads back. You're sitting nice and tall. Maybe you start to bring your gaze out over that right shoulder if it feels okay in your neck. I can see outside this window here, and it's amazing. It's like spring has totally disappeared. It's no more flowers and buds on the trees. It's full on leaves. It just is always so fast and fleeting. All right, so let's just stay in the twist, but as you exhale, bring your gaze forward and maybe off towards that left shoulder. Perhaps you even tuck your chin a little bit, just getting into the neck a little more. Nice work, everyone. All right, lift chin. Take a deep inhale. And then exhale, we unwind. So go ahead and uncross this right leg if you're in that shape, and then open up that hip. And then a couple of options here in regards to this left leg. So you can just stay here like this with the knee bent. If you wanted to extend that leg to straight and you feel comfortable and steady there, balanced in your chair, you're welcome to do that. A few of us might even play with opening that leg out. So a lot of different options. If you're doing that, you're going to be on the inside of the foot. So this left thigh is essentially spinning down. So it's more neutral, whereas we're getting the hip opening in this front leg. And then you can also kind of just adjust to make sure that ankle is approximately underneath your knee. So the legs are kind of doing one thing here. See if you can square your torso to face forward. So you're kind of looking at your Zoom camera. So there's all these little micro actions. And then we're going to inhale, stretch our arms up. So here we are, Virabhadrasana 2. Lovely. Start to bring your gaze out over your right fingertips. We're going to hold this for several breaths. So you might find that you need to take a little break with your arms. That's absolutely fine. You just release them by your side whenever you need to. If they are lifted, it seems counterintuitive, but the more you can try to firm the muscle to the bone, sometimes the easier it is to be in this longer hold. Good. So let's turn this into our reverse warrior. So we're going to take our left hand. You can slide it down that left thigh or maybe hold onto a piece of chair. Right palm spins up towards the ceiling. And then it's like that little side bend again. Right arm reaches up and over. So nice. You're getting this beautiful stretch through that right side. And it feels there's a little bit of a twist here. You're spinning left ribs up towards the ceiling. You might be looking up underneath your top arm. Really lovely. All right, so we're going to inhale, back up to our Virabhadrasana 2. And then we're going to hinge a little bit at this right hip crease. Just going to bring your elbow to your right thigh. And then we're going to take this left arm up and over. So we've got this long line of energy through the left side, whatever that looks like. And this time we're trying to wrap these right ribs up a little bit. Maybe you're gazing up underneath that top arm. Beautiful work. Check in with your breath again. What's going on there? Smooth and steady. All right, here we go. Inhale, Virabhadrasana 2. And then exhale, Just release your arms by your side. Take a few breaths here. We're going to flow that all together, just a couple times each side. So just finding a little warrior dance, a little warrior flow. All right. So feel really anchored into your sit bones, your feet. Feel this lengthening through the sides of your waist. Feel the shoulder blades releasing down your back and squeezing in towards each other. Here we go. We're going to inhale. Find our Virabhadrasana 2. We take an exhale here. Feel really anchored and rooted. Inhale, right palm flips up and over. Take an exhale. Good. Inhale, Virabhadrasana 2. Mouthful. Good. And then as you exhale, hinge. All right. Forearm or hand to thigh. Top arm reaches up and over. Good. Inhale. Virabhadrasana 2. Take an exhale. Inhale, reverse. Take an exhale. Inhale, come up to Virabhadrasana 2, and then use your exhale to hinge. Forearm or hand to thigh. Left arm up and over. Inhale, upright yourself here. Lovely work. As you exhale, you release your arms by your side. And then we are ready for our second side. So kind of draw everything back in. Find your nice mountain pose, your Tadasana. And so just know, especially initially, this hip stretch, this side might be really different in your body. So maybe you did this variation, the seated pigeon on the last side. Maybe that's not working on this side. So again, you can also just open up this hip. They're both good places to be, getting into the same area. You can press down into your thigh with your left hand if you want a little more, or kind of press back. So finding that hip opening. And we're just taking several breaths here. You are noticing how this side feels different in your body. Is it your easy side? Does this side feel a little tighter than it usually does? Just noticing, not trying to like force anything or change anything. But getting curious about your body, your yoga practice. That breath is smooth, steady, deep, rich. All right, so let's find that twist. So as you inhale, arms reach up. As you exhale and empty out, you start to spin to the left any amount, need not be deep. So maybe your right hand comes to your right thigh, grab a piece of chair behind you. Some of us might get a little deeper. And of course, you might be doing more of the seated pigeon version of this. If that ankle is crossed above your right knee, begin to bring your gaze out over that left shoulder. As you inhale, try to get a little taller in your spine. And then stay in your twist on the inhale. But as you exhale, begin to bring your gaze out over that right shoulder, perhaps even tucking the chin a little bit. Where does that get into your neck? Good. Lift your chin. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, unwind. So we move towards these warrior poses. So if your left ankle is crossed above your knee, you're going to just go ahead and open up there. So basically we're looking for this hip opening in the upper thigh. So however you navigate that in your body, you can check to see if knee is over ankle. So just giving yourself a little space. You might stay here like this with right knee bent. A few of us might extend that leg to straight. Finally, maybe you take that leg off to the side. You're rolling to the inner edge of the foot if you're doing that. So you're getting the release of this right hip down as this left hip opens up. So different things happening in both legs. And find that idea of squaring your torso forward. And here we go. We inhale, stretch our arms up, finding our Virabhadrasana 2. A little bit of a hold here. Start to bring your gaze out over your left fingertips. Notice if there's any tension in your face and jaw. Soften there. Concentrate with a little ease. Feel your shoulder blades release down your back. And again, maybe like engage the arms a little more so you're firming muscle towards bone. And it seems like that would feel like more work, but oftentimes it makes it a little easier to hold the arms up like this, which is actually incredibly challenging to do. And you take breaks whenever you need to. You could just be skipping the arm part. That's absolutely fine. Maybe just one arm is reaching. We always modify as we need to. So we're going to start to reverse this. So you're going to spin your left palm to face up. Good. You can release this right hand down your right thigh, leg, maybe hold on to a piece of chair. And then we take this left arm up and over, finding this reverse warrior. So getting this gorgeous lateral stretch through the left side. Maybe you start to bring your gaze up underneath that top arm. Feels like really lovely. Good, nice and easy on your inhale. Come back up to your Virabhadrasana 2. And then as you exhale, you hinge at this left hip crease. So you start to lengthen through that left side, and then you can press your left hand into your thigh. Maybe you can rest your forearm there. And then this right arm comes up and over. So another little lateral stretch. Feels really great through that right side of your waist. And then again, if it feels okay, if you feel steady and balanced, you might start to look up underneath that top arm. That also depends on how your neck is feeling. Breath smooth and steady. Good. We're going to inhale Virabhadrasana 2. Exhale, release the arms. Hallelujah. A little break. So just take a few breaths here before we flow that all together. All right. Here we go. Just 2 full rounds. As you inhale, find your Virabhadrasana 2. Take an exhale here. Feel anchored, feel rooted. And then we inhale, take left arm up and over. Again, exhale. Stay here. Inhale up to Virabhadrasana 2. And then this time use the exhale to help you lengthen through the left side. Reach, reach, reach. When you can't reach anymore, hand or shin or a forearm to your thigh, top arm up and over. Good. Inhale, upright yourself, Virabhadrasana 2. Such beautiful work. Exhale here. Inhale, find your reverse. Good. Take an exhale here. Inhale up to center. And then exhale. It's like your little teapot in your upper body. Find that feeling. Right arm up and over. Good. Inhale. Virabhadrasana 2. So lovely. As you exhale, you release your arms down. And then we just find our mountain pose again. Let's do our Viloma breath today. So find your mountain pose. Feel nice and tall here as you root down into your sit bones. And then close your eyes. Just reconnect with your breath. That inhale through your nose. That exhale through your nose. And then go ahead and take a nice full deep inhale through your nose. Full complete exhale through your nose. Pause at the bottom, completely empty out. Inhale 1/3 of the way up, pause. Inhale another third of the way up, pause the breath. Inhale all the way up underneath your collarbones. Pause. Slowly exhale the air out through your nose. Just take a couple rounds of normal breath when you reach the bottom. So as we're doing this Viloma breath, during those retentions, if you start to feel any tension, if it feels like you can't breathe, always take a breath. If this pranayama isn't working for you today, you just skip it. You just breathe quietly here. Smooth, deep inhale here together. Full, complete exhale through your nose, empty out. Little pause at the bottom. Inhale up to your belly button, pause. Inhale up to your floating ribs, pause the breath. Inhale all the way up underneath your collarbones. And then slowly exhale the air out through your nose. When you get to the bottom, just take a few rounds of breath. Nice and easy. Good. So smooth, deep inhale. Full, complete exhale. Pause at the bottom, empty out. Inhale 1/3 of the way. Pause. Inhale another third of the way. Pausing the breath. Inhale all the way up underneath your collarbones. And slowly exhale the air out through your nose. And then you're just going to return to your normal breathing here, and we're going to move into our final resting pose. So quiet meditation. If you want to take a forward fold, or if you're near a table or a chair, it can feel nice to take a child's pose. You're welcome to come to a classic Shavasana on the floor if it's easy for you to get there. And just find a place where you can be quiet and still and draw inward. Kind of soak up these final moments together. Just moving into some form of Shavasana. Asato ma satgamaya. Tamaso ma jyotirgamaya. Mrityoma mritam gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Take a deeper inhale. Let the breath go. Ha. Just bring some gentle movement back to your body. Wiggle, stretch. So anything that feels good. And then place your palms in a pile on top of your heart. Last check-in here. So what has shifted for you physically? How are you feeling differently? How has your breath changed? And then as a result of body and breath working together, how's your headspace changed? Hopefully you're feeling a little calmer, quieter, maybe even a little sense of joy. Soak it up. Send yourself love and gratitude for showing up, for making the effort, for working hard. And just promise yourself that you're going to carry this good feeling that you've created with you into the rest of the day, the rest of the week ahead. And just gently bow your head with a smile. Beautiful work today, yogis. Thank you. Namaste.